Hello, my name is Professor Nira Chamberlain, and I'm the President of the Mathematical Association. And welcome to the 23rd edition of What is the Point of Mathematics? Now, today we have Rita. Now, what we're going to do is we'll have Rita to introduce herself. Go ahead, Rita.
Thank you, Nira, and thank you for the invitation for a chat today. Yes, so my name is Rita, and together with a small, wonderful team of freelancers and employees, we started Maths Explorers back in 2016 and have been looking after and kind of evolving it ever since. And Maths Explorers we're based in South London, and we are a niche, highly niche provider of creative maths enrichment and outreach services and programs, working with schools, families, home ed families, school going families, but also a range of community and charity groups as well. In that, if I had to kind of pin what my role is, when I'm not running and looking after the business side of things, it's very much I am a maths educator, maybe with a bit of a twist in that I have a lot of freedom to experiment and test out how best to engage the people I work with. But over the years, as our projects have become so varied, whether I'm working with a 5-year-old, whether I'm working with a 90-year-old with a dementia or end of life diagnosis, whether I'm working with anyone in between, I think, yes, maths educator, but I do believe I find the most fulfilling part is I have a chance to play mathematically with whoever it is I'm working with. We can play, we can experiment, we can play with concepts, play with toys, play with thought experiments. It's a safe space. That is the priority. And that has become perhaps more defining how I would define what I do with the people I do it with.
Excellent. That's a very fulfilling and wonderful business that you've got there. And yeah, first and foremost, for all of those people that you do your service to, I'm sure that they say give you a big thank you and a round of applause here. So I'll say it on their behalf. Right. So here, no problem. So here comes the next question. So, what is the point of mathematics?
Yeah. Um, so I've got two parts to this because many of your previous guests have also described wonderfully, and I agree with it, that there are many points to mathematics, but I might summarize it as fundamentally it is a life skill that allows, as we practice it and as we practice the kind of thinking that it allows us to push through with, it sets us up stronger, economically, educationally, socially, health wise, to interact and understand the world that we're going to meet in this journey of life. It is not the only life skill, but it is most certainly for me one of the most crucial ones. It is embedded everywhere we look. And even if I don't become a STEM professional one day, even if I don't obviously use higher level mathematics somewhere, for me, the power in maths is in the way it helps us think. It gives us a way to think about everyday problems, everyday decisions, and allows us a better chance to make smarter life choices. Um, so that's like the meta picture for me. But I work on the ground with so many different learners, including those who are highly gifted and talented in mathematics. And for me, the real question is if I sit at the front and I just tell you this is the point, that either you're going to find it really beautiful one day or today, or it's going to be really useful, that's not your point. That's not what you at age 5 or age 70 as a great grandparent, you're not necessarily going to resonate with that. So my job, I feel, is I don't know what the point is going to be for you today or in 20 years' time. I do trust, though, that you're never going to be at a loss for having connected personally to mathematics and felt that you belong to mathematics. So my job is to show you the range of where it can be found. And I trust, and I want to listen carefully as well to you, but we're going to find somewhere in mathematics that you will feel belonging and you will want to own it. And you will not need to be convinced by words that it's going to be useful for you. By the time you're 16, you'll feel it. You'll know it inside. And you will want more of it, whether it is through formal qualifications or simply to maintain your awareness of what is going on in my world, that I can use my mathematical thinking to support me. That, none of us can know what really the point for you is going to be, but there's so much it can give you. So if I don't show you that range, I'm not doing a service to you or to mathematics, really. So yeah, I think the meta picture, but we need to look at the micro and make a case for maths.
Very, very good. Very good. As a that's good. So it's not. I like this. It's not even what's the point. It's what is the range. My point may not be your point, but let me show you the range. I like that. So I'm gonna have to change the vlog instead of not what is the point of mathematics is what is the range of mathematics. I like it. I like it. What is the range of yeah,
And
that's
what's your way in going to be? And I'm
mhm,
going to help you find a way in. And once you're in, you might well want to know more.
mm.
I hope you want to know more. You're
Okay.
going to look to the left, to the right, and go, oh, actually, that looks interesting as well.
Okay.
I want you to, what's your way in, and to feel like you belong.
Okay, excellent. Right, so here we go. Now, last year, our Prime Minister in this country stated an idea that he would want mathematics to be made compulsory for everybody up to the age of 18. What is your view on this matter?
Um, uh, the short answer is I don't agree with that. Um, for me, I'll qualify that, of course, in that I see um, it's before we get to 16 that work needs to be done. If we have done the right kind of work, by 16, we will have a waiting list of people who are desperate to do more maths, and we will be looking for teachers to support that. That's what I want to see. If people are not by 16, if they are not, if they don't feel that maths is for them, that maths will open up doors for them, that there are so many exciting possibilities if they continued with more mathematical thinking, I think it's just a bandage on something. It's not going to last. We cannot force people by the time they're a young adult, and they may have discovered all kinds of freely discovered other passions they want to pursue. We have had to make the case for maths way before then, so that we don't have to sticky plaster anything at 16. I would ideally love to see everybody continue with more mathematical access forever, even as adults. I'd love to see free to access short courses at our local colleges that help us make sense of data we see in the newspaper, numbers that we hear, and so on. But I know, I think we need to, what resources we have, there's plenty to be done to close the awful gaps early on, between different socioeconomic groups, between those who have dyscalculia and maths learning difficulties, just between the gender divide, much earlier on, to support that, so that by 16, most young people don't need to be forced to do more maths. They'll be asking for more maths. Um, Ideally, I'd see a curriculum change much earlier on.
No more, no clarifications, questions from me. You heard it from Rita straight there. Guess what? We should concentrate on before 16. If we get it all right before 16, we will have people crying out, we want to be doing mathematics. So let's sort it out before 16, like after 16, before 16. That's where, and then because people will choose what their freely chosen passion is after 16. So let's make the case for mathematics before the age 16. I'm just paraphrasing what Rita says, but hey, I think that's the right paraphrase. Would you agree or yeah?
Yeah, thank you.
All right, excellent. Well, Rita, thank you very much indeed for this vlog. My name is Professor Nira Chamberlain. I'm the president of the Mathematical Association, and this has been the 23rd edition of What is the Point? Or should we change it? What is the range of mathematics? All right, then. Thank you very much indeed, Rita, and goodbye.
Thank you. Goodbye, Nara.